Welcome, everybody, to another exciting show of Behind the Name. I'm your boy, Prince J. Ron, and my co-host, Boo Dilla, who's going to be timing in back and forth in the show. And we got an amazing show today with my boy, the Joker. This man right here, man, very talented brother right here that has been dancing all over, DJing, like, and then just off the dance floor, just a cool, golden personality individual that's always bringing some positive energy anytime he around. So without further ado, man, I want to welcome my brother Darryl to the show. And
what's up, everybody?
Yes. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm feeling wonderful. I'm blessed.
See? Hey, that's the best way to be.
And
man.
Relax.
and relax. Yeah, that's the best. Hey, yo, check this out. So, because I know you got a lot of history, I know you got a lot of diamonds to share with us today. So, without further ado, I want to start the show off with your beginnings and what got you into the culture, and when was the first time you was introduced to the culture?
Okay, I think for the first time, I wouldn't say it was the culture yet, but the first time I really knew what house music was, my dad was a DJ, and then my uncle, he used to work on the radio station WBMX back in the day, and I used to listen to their type of house music, which was like right before the disco, well, right after the disco era. And it was like tracks like Jack Your Body and No Way Back, like Adonis, like that. And then I started to, get the like for the music. And I pretty much played around with my dad's records and would listen to it and stuff like that. But then I used to go skating. I used to go skating like during the day, where it was just like real rinky-dink, the regular R&B jams and stuff like that. Then somebody was like, yeah, you should check out Saturday nights. But back then, I was raised in Harvey, but then I ended up growing up in Matson, and I ended up going to like Rich Central and stuff.
Okay.
And we went to Olympic Skate World out there, which is also was known as Rich City, but it was Olympic Skate World at the time. And I used to go there, and then they used to have like for the last 30 minutes where you take off your skates and go to the middle of the circle, and then they started playing like house music and stuff like that, juke music. I was like, okay, this is cool. I like what they doing with their feet and stuff like that. But then I started going to Mark and Roller Rink because my granny, she still lived in Harvey, and I started going there. And they had this room called the Disco, and that's where they was playing tracks that normally I couldn't listen to in front of my mama and them and stuff like that. So at the time, DJ Thaz was DJing. Rashad was just getting put on at the time, him and Spin, and DJ Stacy Kidd. Stacy Kidd would start off first. It was either him or DJ Thaz would start off, then they'll let Spin and Rashad get on. And it was amazing. Like people doing footwork and battling and stuff like that. And the first time I thought I could do something. I would watch over the years till I get the feel of like, okay, I got me some rhythm. I can do that too. And I went out there and I got balled up. but after they balled me up, they pulled me to the side, and he was like, man, you got talent and stuff like that. And it just so happened to be, it was the original house arrest. It wasn't no two in front of it. It was just house arrest. And they had these shirts on with a ball and chain on it saying house arrest. And it was dope because Marlon was there too. But I think at the time, I don't know if Marlon was in Total Impact yet or if he was in house arrest at the time, but it was another dude named Rodney that came from house arrest too, and Rodney pretty much taught me how to dance and stuff. And the next time I got in the circle, I was getting better, and I started learning how to spin and doing drops and stuff like that. And then I wanted to go. As I got older, I went to another spot called Cavallini's, and Cavallini's was the spot to go to at the time, and that's where house arrest and house-o-matic, like a lot of the South Side dance groups was coming in from the city, and they would be going to the place called Cavallini's, which was like a banquet hall and stuff like that. That's where I also first met RP Boo. RP Boo had just released, it was a green mixtape. I think it's called Dance Mataz. It was a green and yellow mixtape, and the Ice Cream Truck track was on it. And the first time I heard the Ice Cream track was at Cavallini's. And to then, I had to walk up to Boo and was like, man, this track is dope as hell. You know, and Boo was a cool guy, and I've been friends with him since. So that's about a 25-year plus friendship. Dang. So yeah, so I went to I ended up going to House Arrest 2 trials. At the time, they was practicing at I want to say it was either Abbott Park or West Pullman Park on 127. But we was in the basement. My granny took me because my granny used to take me to my practices and stuff like that. And she took me, so they all was looking at me, man, this fool ain't gonna make it. He done came up here with his granny and stuff like that. Like
his granny.
Yeah, they really
family support.
Yeah, it was pretty much. But then I had to battle to get in the group. Like I had to battle one of the members and stuff like that. And I balled their ass up. And before you know, I was in house arrest too. But I did lie at first because you had to be in high school to get in house arrest too. I was only in like 7th grade, but you know, I played it off so cool. I was like, yeah, I'm a freshman. It lasted, but I got caught when one of the members saw me at the basketball game and I had pulled out my junior high school ID and stuff like that. But other than that,
it's 7th grade.
Exactly. But yeah, that was like one of the first times like really like going into that scene. But once I had got into the scene, because my dad was like cool, like the security guards and stuff, and like I was then there young as hell. I had to been no more than maybe 13 years old, maybe like 12 or 13 years old going to Cavallini's. And then my father dropped me off, be cool with the security guard, and then he'll be back up there at 2 o'clock to come pick me up and stuff like that. But then I started virtuing out. Like once I made House Arrest 2, I was able to go to like city parties and stuff like that. And we performed summer everywhere from like Harold Ickey's, the basketball courts, to storefronts, to concerts. It was an amazing ride.
Hey, that's cold. That's cold. So when you had to do the house arrest 2 tryouts, did you only had to battle as far as with footwork or with dancing as well? Like,
but believe it or not, I came in there, it was just straight footwork. Because you know, back in like in the early 90s, they really wasn't looking for like if you can like, you know, dance and stuff. They wanted to make sure you knew how to footwork and to be able to get in them circles to, you know, amp up the names. Because back then it was all about battling. I mean, you had the dance routines and stuff like that, but it was pretty much if you knew how to footwork, you knew how to dance. And that was pretty much how I did, because like I said, all I had to do was footwork. But now, like towards now, trying to get into house arrest 2, you have to do like routines and stuff. They'll show you a routine and you go through a whole process. But like at the time, it was just like I was pretty much coming in I was kind of like the 6th generation in house arrest 2. Because House Arrest 2 started in 94. I came in 96, but it was 6 generations to then. But like, if you want to say in like the footwork industry, I probably would be like in the end of 2nd generation, beginning of 3rd, because it was like, you know, around that time.
Yep, absolutely. And that's so dope that you was able to see the difference of, you know, just some of the things that a person had to do as far as getting into a group to see the difference of how it is now to join and then how it was back then, because times changed. And when you were in House Arrest 2, what was your first performance?
I think it was at, I want to say it was at the Markham Field House. Total, at the time, Marlon and them, that was their spot. That was Total Impact territory. But we came in there and rocked the house. Like, I didn't get to do the whole show because I got pinched. And what they mean pinched, they mean if you get pinched from a dance routine, you pretty much got cut from a dance routine. So, we had to try out for like each routine. And I was so young looking, so all the older sexual dances I would get cut from because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. but I still was able to solo and footwork because I still at the time I knew what I was doing.
Yeah, dang. See, and then back then it wasn't even like cameras and stuff like that.
Oh no, it was just VHS. Like it was VHS at the time when I started off.
VHS tape.
So if you didn't dance in front of that camera, you wasn't getting seen or probably see on a picture.
So what would you say was your what would you say would have been your biggest show?
You said my biggest show?
Yeah, for you, your most memorial. I know it's many, but which one would be like the most memorial show for you?
Man, that's a good one. Damn, that's a hard one.
Yeah, because I know you got a couple.
Yeah, because I used to dance background too, and I know you know the artist Ben One. Back then, he was in he had it was an all group with all his brothers, and they were called Strong. And I ended up dancing Rest in Peace to Henry. You remember Henry from Bloom, that rap. And he was there too. So we ended up traveling in. We were on a Jimmy Jones show. We went to this music seminar in Houston, and Pink and Little Sammy was just coming out. So we opened up for them and Liza Minnelli. So out of all of my shows, I probably have to say that was like one of the biggest shows because it was so many people there. And just to see everybody, watching us. But honestly, out of the hood shows, I probably have to say it's the Bud Billiken Parade. Just to see all them people screaming at you, it makes you dance. Like you get energy from nowhere.
And for those
in the old school Bud Billiken parades, where we were pushing speakers down the street in those parades.
The Bud Billiken parades. To see all those groups coming down, high energy, dancing their hearts out, going crazy down blocks and blocks and blocks. It's like man, that was just one of the high things to be looking for as a dancer, footworker. Man, I can't wait for the Bud Billiken parade. Outfit already laid out. Them was the Bud Billiken parade. You had to show out up there.
True.
For real. So then, okay. So with House Arrest 2, when you were with House Arrest 2, and was there anybody like after you worked your way up, then was there any people that you took under your wing once you got to a certain level?
Oh, yeah. I took a lot under my wing because I end up in 2002 when I graduated to go off to college. I ended up I started a chapter at House Arrest 2 down in North Carolina and brought footwork down in North Carolina. So that was a fun task. And not only was I with the college students, we also did like little community service work with the Boys and Girls Club. So we had like 80 kids that we were teaching down there. So it was a fun little task doing that and being in school at the same time.
Dang, that's amazing to be able to even be in that part down there. So So because they wasn't footwork until you got down there. You had
It was crazy. When I first came down there, they the first show, like when I first put together the group, I pretty much was like hand picking people from off campus that could dance, and it was a competition where Hits from the Street was there because he would do like the Black College tours. I went to HBCU, and the winner would get to walk around with him on campus and, be on BET, the little Black College Week. So once that ended up happening, I ended up putting together a group and everything, and I had to do a dance. I had to do a dance competition, which was pretty much it was like a talent show, but the winner would get to walk around with him on campus. So I did that, and I ended up winning the competition. And it was like the last song I'll never forget. It was that Sean Paul, "Give Me the Light," and I had to end up doing that. So I started doing footwork to that, and I started popping and stuff like that. And all the girls just started screaming and stuff like that. So I ended up winning, and it was so funny because he was like, "I didn't expect the dude to win." Because they had an amp for a girl to win and stuff like that. So I'm like, man, it's cool. I say, let me just give a shout out to my new dance group that's gonna be on campus and stuff like that. And I end up announcing on TV, like, yeah, we starting up a House Arrest 2 all the way from Chicago, and I'm looking for members and stuff like that. So when that happened, the next.
Well, you breaking up, Joker? His signal. Hold on 1 second. So we get back in. Hey, that's cold. That is super dope. I remember when that song, "Just Give Me the Light" came out, and everybody was doing the heel toe. Everybody thought they could footwork because they started doing the heel toe to that song. Just give me the line and pass the stroke. Dude, let me send a message so he could get back in on his thing. So he could log in and come back in. Hold on. Boy, House Arrest and them chapters. Boy. House Arrest 2. While we wait for him to get back in, House Arrest 2 has done an amazing job with branching and having different chapters in so many different places and establishing them in colleges and universities where when people go off to school, they can still be connected to Chicago culture. Because usually when people used to go off to school, they used to feel a disconnect because they'll be going off to school, but nobody around them did Chicago footwork or knew anything about Chicago footwork. Now go off to college and you may have a House Arrest 2 chapter there where you still feel like you at home, even though you far from home. You got people that's doing dance downs, that's footworking, that's battling. So it was like a big thing back then because it wasn't worldwide as it is now. So the House Arrest 2, man, big shout out to them because I remember them days. That and you know what? Because for those that are on Facebook that can't see, Matt asks, will there be a Bud Billy parade this year with COVID and all the things reopening by August? That's a good question. I think that it might. I'm not sure. I know as far as some of the events. So as far as the Havoc, Ghetto House Bangers picnic, our reunion picnic, that's definitely still going on. Beat Down, their picnic is still going on. And I think it's who else? It was one more event that I heard that was still going to be happening for August.
Mind if I chime in real quick? This is for all overseas cats. To be real honest, to really for all overseas, the best time to really come see football for what it really is August, late July and all of August. That's where all the footwork events really happen, including the Bud Billiken Parade. And speaking of that, from what I was told, they may do it, but I think they're gonna minimize it. I'm not specifically sure. Don't take my word for it. So, so yeah, anybody that's trying to come here witness footwork, the best time to come is like late July, early all of August.
Yeah, that I was just gonna say that's definitely is around them times because everything definitely August is definitely a hot month where everything is going on. Because usually that would have been the month of the Bud Billiken Parade, Havoc Picnic, Creation Reunion, Beatdown, Goon Squad thing. That's usually everything usually happening in August a lot. So I know, for example, there may be other side events that may pop up too, but like the low end, like I know the low end usually do theirs, and those that's always dope in the summertime. But yeah, August is definitely one to you want to go to. And then just give me 1 second. I'm just getting my bro D back in. Joker, unmute yourself. There
Can
you
you
go.
hear me?
Yes, sir. There we go. There we go.
I'm sorry, I had lost signal.
It's all good. We was waiting for you. Indeed, indeed. So I was just I wanted to so you had left off, you was talking about when you was spreading footwork out there, and then that's when you had got a chance to get the plug, whereas in the middle of them recording, you was able to talk about that you were starting a new chapter.
Oh, okay. And then pretty much after that, like I got a large amount and I wanted to be the best of North Carolina. So I started getting members from like UNC, Chapel Hill, Duke, and North Carolina Central University. And that's where my sister, who also danced, her name is Kat. She ended up going down there and she ended up going to NCCU, which was only like 15 minutes away from my school. So I ended up having members there, and she was running that side, and then I was running my side, and then we'd just combine shows, and it'd be like almost about 50 of us on stage going off, snapping and stuff like that. Like it was a dope experience.
That's fire, man. That's super fire. So while at this time, at this time when you were dancing, were you experiencing with music yet, or just not yet at this time?
Well, yeah, at the time, like I used to, when my bro Todd, he used to make performance tapes, and then once I learned how to do it from him, which is he go by DJ A1 now. We would make the performance tapes and stuff for House of Rest 2. So I would do that on the side. But I had always been like DJing since probably about sixth grade, because I had DJ my own eighth grade graduation party. And then like I had an older brother that played basketball at school, so I ended up like doing all the house parties for the high school parties and stuff like that. So yeah, I started off with records and stuff, carrying them heavy ass turntables and speakers. You know, the old school speakers were heavier than what they are now. And I started out with that, and then I was with a dance group too, and I also started before I had went off to college. When I was dancing with House Arrest 2, I had also started a group called Juke Squad. It wasn't affiliated with Juke Squad DJs, but I started Juke Squad because Bloom had Bomb Squad. And so we would do shows with them back and forth, and like talent shows and stuff like that. And it ended up becoming like a Chicago group then, because Juice Squad had a dance group as well, which was the group that I started. But Juan wasn't having that. I couldn't dance with House Arrest 2 and then dance with Juice Squad at the Chicago dance competitions. So I ended up giving it over to my bro Jamar, and they end up combining with like Paige and all of them, and with Clear Vision.
That makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes sense. I remember Juice Squad.
Yeah, and that's how I got close to like me and became bros DJ Solo because he was with Triple Phase and I used to help out with them a couple of times to go out there and because Latoya, who was in their group, she was also in Juice Squad as well. So it was just like a whole big family thing. And that's when I started, thinking like one day I want to start making tracks.
Dang, that's crazy. That is crazy. Cause when I first started footworking and getting into with solo and stuff like that, I didn't know like what group I wanted to be in, but I actually heard that track like Juice Squad. I'm like, who is them? Like, but I know where Juice Squad was at, but I was like, cause Triple Phase was like, they was like had broke up, Panic was kind of like simmering down. So I was just trying to see like, man, what's the next groups out there? But
True.
and I didn't know where Juice Squad was at, so I was like, I'm just start my own group.
I know, right?
I could have had been in Juice Squad. See? Hey, that's crazy. But dog, that's dope then. But that's small world, super small world. So so at this time, did you have the name Joker yet?
Yeah, well, my first group name was shut up. My first shut up. My fault. My first group name was DJ Lightbulb Head because I had a big head.
Wait, hold on. Wait. You're not about to just say that fast.
I know. I was trying to hurry up and get it out the way.
No, wait. DJ Lightbulb Head. Go crazy. So that was your first DJ name in the first group.
Yeah, and then my group name ended up becoming the Joker. And then I kept it since.
So with the Joker, was that from House Arrest 2? Like how they give y'all names, or is that just okay?
Yeah, that was my group name from House Arrest 2.
Okay, yeah. For my international people, yeah. In House Arrest 2, they give you a name that you earn. So yeah, had to let them know about that. Oh man. Ooh. That, I see. Wait, what type of dog you got?
Miniature Doberman picture.
Okay, I'm like, look, I try to give him some camera time so he can feel cool now. He can feel cool. He got some camera
coming out with his EP soon.
So when you started, when you was DJing and stuff, did you ever tamper with making tracks?
At the time, I really didn't like tamper with it. I would like play around with it because I didn't really have like the equipment, like the beat machines to make it and stuff. So I would like try like different sounds off of tapes and stuff, and try to work with that, and then like remix and stuff. But I never really got into like making tracks until maybe like recently.
Okay, all right, definitely. But now that you do got a chance to play with it, like what would you say to anybody that's interested in making music?
I say if they really got a feel for it, to go for it. If it's something they really love doing, I say go for it. Because like the only reason why I started making beats for tracks, because I had a love for house music and I had a love for the culture. But once you have that love that's like built up in, I say go for it before it's too late.
You got the other one in? Hey yo, K-Bangs.
What's good?
Yo, mute your mic one quick second for me, brother.
My bad.
Yes, sir. Does that because I know I always be trying to think like, man, should I make tracks and stuff? I'll be having this little back and forth battle, like, but if it's in your heart to do it, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's definitely for those that's out there that's interested or always thinking about if you should or not. Hey, you never know until you try. You never know until you try. What would be some of the things that you learned coming up as far as when you was first coming up and trying to get into house arrest and you worked hard to get in with house arrest too. I know that you had to overcome, a few things to get your level up to where you at now. Cause like you said, when you was young, you was battling to try to get in certain routines, certain things like, certain things like your age stopped you or things like that. But then you got to a point where it was just like you was just the go-to, got your own chapter. And it's like, man, I went through some trials and tribulations to get here.
Right.
So for real. So if you had to talk to if you had a chance to go back, to speak to your younger self, what would it be? What would you say to your younger self that didn't know the things that you was going to accomplish now? Oh, you got those things froze.
Work with better me to myself.
Wait, hey Joker, wait,
Is it working now?
Wait, let me see. Testing, say something. I hear your dog.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I hear you. Okay,
you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear the question when I had asked? As
Yeah,
far as what would you tell your younger self?
I would tell my youngest self to like, instead of trying to be the best, to work with somebody that's better than you, so you can better yourself and become stronger than what that person is. Because I always felt as though that I wanted to put myself as I'm the top, and can't nobody tell me nothing. It's always good to listen and to learn from somebody that's better than you, because that's the only way you're gonna get better. Because that's your competition. And and just go out there, because you only get one chance.
Only get one chance.
Ain't no thinking about it later, like, man, I could have did that. Now just go out there and do it.
That's like a lot of people really need to resonate with that, because some people hold back. And when they hold back, they don't get the results they thought they was gonna get, and they be like, no, wait, let me redo. Like, ain't no redos. Like, you gotta go hard to go home the first time. I don't care if it's a DJ battle or dance battle competition. When it's time to show what you got, you need to show it as if you may not get a second chance.
Exactly, because sometimes you don't.
And when you hold back, you'll miss out on opportunities that could have came if you would have went harder. That's facts, super facts. Do you now, since you was able to see where the culture has grown from, and now that it's worldwide, what now that, because I know back then we all have, well, I can speak on majority of us didn't even see that it would even get to this point, as far as this worldwide. You got right now, look at what we're doing right now. We got a whole digital show that's connecting footwork around the world. How do you feel about the future of the culture as far as how it's looking now? From the dancing aspect, and then also one from the DJing aspect.
Well, first, what I'm seeing now, I see it's starting to divide a little bit with it's dancing is their own thing now, and then you got the footworkers and the battlers that they have their own thing now, and they both have their pros and cons. But what I do see is like, especially like with as far as like the battlers and the footworkers, that they are reaching out to the youth. And that's where it all starts from, because, you know, everybody's getting older in the community, where it's either going to die out when they get old and can't do it no more, or they're going to show a younger, the new generation, and to keep it alive. And that's exactly what I'm seeing now, because I'm going to like the little footwork competitions, and I noticed it's a younger crowd now, and that's exactly what needed to be done. And shout out to the battlers that's doing it. Y'all, TS, the era, and all of them. Like, it's real good shit that they doing, and I support it. And even with the dancers, they doing good too. Like, they're doing they shout outs to Dance Force and all of them, and the Empire and all of 3D. They doing their thing, and it's all about the kids right now, because that's the only way you're gonna keep it alive.
Whew, that people. That right
there. Right on, Darryl. That's what I'm talking about, man. This is for these kids, man. You hit it right on the head, because we all have done sorry for interjecting, but yeah, man, that's what we need, man. And like, we the old cats now. Like I was telling J-Ron at that party, and I always go back to the last part I just seen you at, J-Ron. I'm like, look, have you noticed something? He like, yeah, these are younger kids. Like, Joe, like, you dudes are old now. That's all I have to say.
But that's the gold diamonds right there, and I want to piggyback on that too, because at the end of the day, the only reason why this culture is where it is right now is because it was shared and passed down. The only reason why I know what I know is because someone took the time to pass the knowledge down, to hand it off. They didn't just, I'm gonna just die with this, and not like, no, you gotta understand that it's just like the circle of life. You gotta keep it in rotation. You gotta keep cutting the edges, keep it fresh and all things like that. And man, the youth right now is going crazy.
Yeah, and shout outs to the queens of the footwork too, because they inspiring the girls to come out too, like Murder Mommy and Betty and all of them. Like, they doing their thing too, and Diamond and all of them.
All of them. That's the thing. Everything.
Gotta give it up to the females, man. Gotta get it up to the females.
You got to, man, because everybody play their own part, and it counts, man. And you got some young ladies, you got some kids now that's like, woo, going crazy, man. I'm just seeing them cutting up. So man, y'all, man, if y'all have it for my international people, if y'all have seen them kids down, check them kids out. Yo, D, you I think your thing cutting out again. Let me see. Check. Let's see. Yo. Joker. Okay, he's refreshing this thing. Yeah. While he's refreshing and coming back in, definitely check out some. Matter of fact, I'm gonna even look up some and post them on my stories for those that so y'all can get a look at how some of the youth is getting down. And man, they got a fire in them. And I definitely I can't wait till Joker to come back, because I gotta ask him this question. I wanna hit his thing.
Can you hear me?
Yep. You back. So one question that we always ask, I definitely want to ask you is what name one situation where Chicago footwork or dance has saved your life. I know we all got these type of stories. Well, they either got you out of a certain situation or prevented you from something.
Probably, I think maybe one time, I don't know, we was gonna have a fight or something at my school, or somebody had wanted to fight me. It was over some dumb shit. And I had called one of my HA2 bros, and I thought it was just gonna be him, to come up there to handle the situation. So the whole house arrest 2 came up there to my school, and I was like, oh my God, it wasn't even supposed to escalate to all of that and stuff like that. But I mean, I didn't have no problem then after that. But yeah, I was pretty much a people's person, so I really didn't have any like too bad predicaments. I mean, I really pretty much get along with everybody. It has to be a real bad reason you don't like me, which is very hard. So
Hey, gotta be like, something must be wrong with you. You got a problem with me because you just too cool, too laid back. Like too laid back. For real. Hey, that's how I used to be though, too. Like you mess with one, you mess with all.
Yeah.
It was just a unity thing, as far as in the culture, it's just a unity thing. Whereas you just can't come around and mess with those that's not bothering nobody and not think,
Yeah.
people want to let that slide.
they always will be around, and they don't mind. Because at the time, it was back at the time when I was in the footworking culture, it was a lot of gangbangers and shooters dancing.
Yeah.
So they were serious about that. But it was one thing I enjoyed the most was how like you can have this person a GD, this person a BD, but once they get into house arrest 2 practice, we all one person. Now whatever happens outside the street, that's that. But when they all under that one roof, it's house arrest 2. And that's one thing I can respect about my brothers.
Dude, that right there, what you just said, was some powerful stuff. Like, if you got people that's really at war,
yeah,
but yet for the love of dance and for the love of the culture, we're gonna put our differences aside and work together and do teamwork. That right there, man, is power in itself, man.
Yeah.
And people just, man, when I be trying to tell people, like, man, it's bigger than just some kicking some legs and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, it's a brotherhood, sisterhood. Like it's all of that. It's family, because some people don't have that family at home, and they come to the dance group that had those brothers that they never had, or those sisters they never had, or even parents that they never had. So now, I'm not saying all of the groups, but most of the groups have that mentality.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, definitely with some groups that where if you ain't have parents or things like that, they kind of like make sure you had a place to stay in, make sure you had toothpaste, had deodorant, have a toothbrush, like things like that, where they stepped in, and the dance group was the parents.
Every dance group had that one parent that they called. Ours was Charlotte, Mama Charlotte. Shout out to Mama Charlotte. She that's where we would meet up before shows. She'd feed us. Sometimes she used to get me, we practice all the way in Cal Park, and I lived in Matson. Sometimes she'd take me home and stuff like that. Like we need stuff. We need that.
We need that because once again, it's not as common as it was back then.
Right.
Whereas you could be in the group and other people mamas is like your mama. So it's like, dang,
that's true.
Man, my bro mama here, she looking out, making sure we don't mess up, but we can call on her. But then my pop's dead, he got it was just the thing where you got resources and support.
True.
And a lot of youth don't have resources and support no more. They don't have a lot of after school activities, after school clubs. So all they know
is a lot of their parents are youth. So it's hard. It's really hard for the new generation. I pray for them.
Yeah. So I feel like it's one of our duties to speak on and act on with keeping them active and having things for them to see a different side of things where it's not extinct for them.
True.
Yeah, because it saved us. You know, it gave us some place to go. It gave us a way, an outlet to dance and party and release the whatever was going on at the time. And then when we was done with the party, we was fun, chilling. So that's what some of these youth need, the same thing.
That's true.
Yeah. So they have what I was about to say. I know definitely I want to also open it up for questions too, because I know we getting close to 8. But I'm gonna read them off to you, so you cool.
Okay.
This one, this first question is from Tamra, and she says, "You talked about the footwork group you trained in North Carolina. Did you teach footwork? I'm curious about your experience with that. Is that North Carolina scene still active?"
Yes, my chapter is still up and running. I want to say we're about 16 years up and running on the campus. We're still a student registered organization, and they still do like footwork shows. Like, so every time, you know, I got to go down there and visit them and see the new chapter and stuff like that. But yeah, they're still active to this day. And then I physically had to teach everybody one-on-one how to footwork, because I had people from Seattle, I had people from the West Coast, I had people from Jamaica. I had different people from all out. It was hard at first because I knew I had to, at first I didn't want to teach, and I'm not going to even lie. But what happened was when we did our first show, I was the only one to go out there in footwork. The first time I did it, it was cool. It was like, okay, it's something different. But then the second time I did it by myself again. It was like, okay, but why he only the one getting the spotlight? Why everybody else ain't doing no footwork? And they wasn't too fond of it anymore. They kind of was like, okay, it got crickets. So what I did, I had to literally teach everybody the basic steps, you know, the kicks, the dribbles, and all of that. And until they got it. And once they got it, I waited till that next show. The next show we came out, all 50 of us out there kicking it, the whole crowd just going screaming. Even the fraternity, the frats and the sorority, like they started looking at us like, oh, who y'all think y'all is? Because, you know, I was a freshman starting the whole student organization. We had got, you know, organization of the year at the on campus where we got nominated over the frats and the sorority, so they felt some type of way. So, but I mean, shout out to them too.
That's big. That's big.
But then they started joining us. Like we have a lot of frats and sororities that came out of house arrest too. We had a lot of doctors and lawyers that's graduated and, you know, still representing the name. And we're still up and running. I believe it's 22 chapters of us now at different Black colleges and universities. Because also when after I left North Carolina, I had took over the chapter down at the University of Illinois in Champaign. I had took over that chapter along with Kurt Cobain's. He was also the president down there as well. And we still active, and I physically had to teach everybody by themselves. But now they down there, they got the basics of it where they can make up their own routines.
That's dope, man. Fire. This next question, this is from Melvin. He says, what is it about footwork that you believe attracts the youth, past and or present?
Probably the fast-paced movement, the kicks, and I probably have to say it's the movement or the sounds. Because once you hear that dope beat, it's like you either get in that trance and you get with it, or you don't like it. Because, you know, it's people that don't like it, but to each his own. but the people that do have a feel for it, it's just, you just get that feeling like no other. and you just get out there. It's pretty much the movement of the feet, because most of the time you're looking down, you know, watching people feel like, oh, that was cold, or that drop, that spin was dope. Even though they don't really do spins that much, they should bring them back in the drops and stuff like that. Like, it's dope.
Dang. There's something about that bass. That bass hit you, be like,
Yeah, the bass. Yeah.
Even before you go in the
Because
party.
even back in the day, people used to like back in the day, they used to blast tracks in the car thinking it was cool. You know how the bass.
hey, I ain't gonna stunt. We used to play tracks to make the car sound like they got some real sounds.
They got some sounds. I still roll down my window when I play tracks.
Make it sound like you got some thump in the trunk. Like, yeah, play that. Hey, but it definitely was the stuff. Even before going into a party, you can just hear it, hear the beat.
Yeah, and it gets you hyped up.
Like,
a lot of people use it to work out now, like workout music.
Indeed. Hey, shout out to Bang Out Workout too, man. My boy Boo Dilla, Mike D. They definitely got the work. They got the whole workout.
Bike too.
Yeah.
On 75th, I used to DJ their bicycle classes up there.
See.
And they use the tracks.
Start going crazy.
That BPM.
That BPM. So with what would be okay, wait, before I go to Facebook, let me do Irina's. You said that there were crews that represented a home for those in need and parents of the dance culture. Can you please give us some names? Are there any more crews doing this that you know of?
Well, when I mean by like shelter, I mean like there has been like issues where like, oh, I got kicked out the house, I need a place to stay, or until I can find my own place to stay. It was shelter like that. And these will be like parents that actually open up the doors of their homes where they, you know, they really didn't have to, but like we really did have like a lot of gang members in the group at the time. So yeah, that's what I meant, like far as like opening up homes and like sheltering them and, you know, giving out food and stuff like that. But a lot of the old school groups, most of them did it. Like House-O-Matics is a group that did it. U5U is another group that did it. And then you had, you know, your CMDs, Total Impact, even some of the Southside, like Triple Phase, like pretty much all the groups. It was like you was pretty much choosing your family when you was going to that dance group. But you know, you had some group hoppers and stuff like that. But other than that, that dance group that you was in you pretty much developed that bond. Whatever type of group that was, that's the bond that you developed with them.
Yeah, and it was something like it was like certain groups that like actually had that house that anybody could just come whenever, you know. As far as whether you need some food or you need it. It's like have a sleepover, like you know, the parents was just that cool and they was that supportive to open up their house because they knew that the children would be safe there than being in the streets. So that it was like that was super dope, man.
Because I couldn't go to the city unless my mama talked to Mama Charlotte.
Yeah, talk to a parent. My parent got to talk to the other parent to verify. For real. This question right here from Big Bro Twan. He said, "What was your favorite dance down?"
Of course, the March Madness. House Arrest 2 March Madness show. Like when we were in our prime, when it was held at 70 Hamilton Park off of Stewart, yeah. Those are the best dance down to go to. Like couldn't nobody top our dance show at the time. But it was also one where I always have to talk about this. DJ Boo had a dance down. It was I think it was called November to Remember, something like that. And two of the House Arrest 2 chapters was competing against each other, and it was my chapter versus the Chicago chapter, and they end up was like in second place, House Arrest 2, Chapter 1, and then it was like in first place, House Arrest 2, Chapter 2. I never forget it. I still got the trophy sitting up in my room because we came hard. But yeah, those are the two dance downs I remember, and I like the Avalon Park shows that they used to have up there.
Dang. And he said that too. He was like, "What was your favorite March Madness show and banquet?" He Shout out to my bro, Twa, man. This is shout out to my sis, also Mickey from Japan. My sis said, what is important for you to teach a young generation? So what are the things that's important for you when teaching the young generation? So when you was teaching the youth, what was the things that was important that you wanted to instill in them?
Well, one of them was pretty much loyalty, and my motto was always to them was to come strong or don't come at all. It's just like I said, most of the time you only get one shot, so go out there and give it all you got. And that was pretty much it.
Loyalty come a long way, definitely. With you got like some people may say as far as group hopping or staying committed, all of those things is reflect, as far as when you come into culture, it teaches you about you, as far as, are you willing to commit? Are you ready to have some stickability to stay with it? Are you willing to work hard for what you want? Hey, you may join the group and you may start at the bottom, but are you willing to work your way up the ranks? Or do you feel that you just gonna walk in and just get spoon fed everything? Like,
yeah, and it taught us respect too.
Respect. Woo.
Juan didn't play that. Shout out to Juan. Juan didn't play that. He even had us sometimes at shows. We used to have to like dress up in shirt and ties and sit in sections. Yeah, it was hard.
but it built it up though.
Yeah, and then like I was saying, like we was so much. It was almost like a dance game too. Shit, we got jumped in at our first show. We got jumped in, but they don't do that no more. But yeah,
dude,
but it shows a lot of respect.
Good old days. Good old days. Now that we are in the digital era, do you feel that is pros and cons to that?
Yep.
And can you elaborate a little bit on some of the pros and the cons?
Just to sum it up, like with it being so much footage out there, some people might take that to the head, and posting garbage, and everybody, you got the world seeing like, oh, so that is footwork when it's not. So the cons is like you get to record the history. So it's more than just, well, I remember back in the day we used to do this versus I can just pull it up. This is what we did back in the day. So we know that it's facts because anybody can say anything. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's good and bad, but for the most part, I can say it's good. But some people have that advantage where they want to record any and everything, and they should. Like everything don't need to be seen.
Yeah,
especially when you're showing the world, when you got somebody want to look and learn.
Dude, you hit it right on the head. Definitely is very important. Is a difference where it's the journey too. I feel also some of the things that we had to work a little harder for. It's a
Uh-huh.
little bit more, even just to learn, you know, as far as you had to find somebody that did it. Then some people even had to go through the stages of stalking people, like, you know, like, man, would you teach
Yeah.
me? Would you like,
Like, come on.
Hey, or you had to really like prove yourself to even be taught at a dance group practice to
Yeah,
be
you really
invited.
did.
So you didn't have the luxury to like, oh, let me just click this YouTube video and just watch.
Okay, and learn this real quick. Now you have to come in, learn routines, practice every day, damn near every day of the week, and now you can just pull it up and learn it before you get there. Like, yeah, I got this. They got an advantage. That's what I can say about it.
Yeah, definitely.
But it can be slackish too, like that, because then they get this big head mentality, and now you got to earn your spot.
Yeah, that just had reminded me of something that we was just speaking about a few days ago, as far as someone had asked, they was about, you know how people buy followers and buy views and things like that.
Yeah.
And we was basically speaking about back in the day, it wasn't no views, it was word of mouth. Like your skill spoke for itself. So people spoke about you. People, yo, you know this dude named King Charles, you know this dude
That
named
was our Instagram.
Hey, you know Joker. Ooh, I don't know Joker, but he be at these parties. Okay, we gonna like if it was like because people saw your gift and people spoke about it.
And then the parties back then were our Facebook and Instagram. Like that's where everybody would meet up where you could showcase your talent. That was our Facebook.
Yes, yeah, and that's the real live.
Yeah.
Like going live.
Facebook Live was Dog Expo, Cavaliers, the Ring.
Yeah, and you would know every week, you know, the status
every
of
week.
Who came and showed out and who did not.
And if it wasn't no party, you knew to go to Markham Ring.
Every weekend. But yeah, I just had want to highlight that, man. So what are you doing now as far as currently? Do you have any projects that you're working on or things like that?
Well, I'm working on an EP because I'm slowly like learning how to do my little MP3. I've been working on because I've been making a couple of tracks, but you know I can use more work. But you know I'm getting in. I know Tracks Man, he plan on helping me and stuff like that. So I'm working out on some beats. I'm working out on a new EP coming out soon. But other than that, now I'm actually doing a dance competition. I'm reopening back up my X-Men of the Circle, my little footwork battles that I was having. So I'm gonna do one in the summer, probably in July. Yeah, right now I've been like bartending and DJing a lot, building back up from the pandemic loss. So once I get back on track, I want to do club footwork back again, and you know, get the talent out, we be seen, and you know, I always give out cash and the trophy. So
yeah, that was some dope events, man. Super dope. Well, I'm looking forward to that, so we could be on the lookout for that. Definitely tag me in the flyer so I can post and spread the word.
For sure.
Indeed. And I wanted to also your social media platforms for people to get in tune and connected with you.
Okay, my Facebook is Darryl Garcon, Darryl, and then Garcon Garcon, and then my Instagram is Dman Garcon, so DMAN GARCON, all one word, and that's it.
I bet. Definitely, my friends and family around the world, please get in contact with this brother. Ask him questions. Check out his EP when it comes out. Stay connected. When you come to Chicago, if you're out here for the summer, and it's around the time where you drop the events, pop out, show some love, seriously. And I definitely want to take this time to thank you, bro, for taking the time out your day for doing this interview today, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all for asking me.
Hey, I learned so much. I learned so much stuff that I didn't even know, you know, and a lot of stuff that connected with me. Like, I'm like, dude, I didn't even know you was the like I knew certain stuff, but certain stuff like helped connect more dots to me. Like, even like with the Juice Squad.
Juice Squad, yeah,
Like,
I didn't know about
like,
that.
Right, because see, like I knew Jamar and them, like by the time like Jamar and all of them, but I didn't know you was behind it. Like, that's crazy. Because by the time I came in, it was like Jamar was running it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I was in North Carolina then.
See, yeah, I didn't even know that. But yeah, man, you definitely dropped some diamonds today. Like Big Bro said, definitely spread y'all knowledge with the youth and passing on to the young generation, the kids is where it's at. And man, if anybody else do anybody else got anything else they want to promote as well? Everybody's saying thank you to you, bro, as well.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all even listening.
Indeed.
AD for your EP, what the Urban Arc is doing, like anybody that's in the footwork industry that's doing music, we got distribution with Universal for only people that's footwork and that come from the footwork community that's doing music and need an outlet for their music. We doing distribution deals only for the footwork people. So kind of like we only doing stuff like if you with the culture, like we ain't helping anybody out. We only helping the people that's a part of the culture. So just call me and I'll give you the details.
Okay, big bro.
Yeah, that's it. That's what it's about, man. That unity and connecting. Get connected with them resources. Big brother Twine. And then I know Crossfire with the track attack.
Yeah, man. Track attack, May 23rd, AC versus YB. So y'all may want to get in tune with that and such, man. Your pit bull and such.
That's a big bad.
You doing the virtual you doing the tracks attacks virtual?
Yeah.
All right, let me know when you trying to get back. You know, it's finna open back up. So everybody that's doing music, whatever, you know, we finna start planning dates at the Urban Arc. So just get at me about those dates too, so we can get you booked in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yo, and while we at, I wanna definitely pay homage and big shout out to my big brother. We got King Juan in the building. House of
Magic Juan.
Right, we got Juan on the Zoom. Big.
You know what's crazy? I was watching it on Facebook and I'm like, how come I can't, connect? And then I was like, oh, I'm not on the Zoom, duh. And so I had to hurry up and get on before Darryl got off, so he know I saw him,
Yes.
Watching it on Boo Dilla page, man. You did good, Darryl.
Appreciate it.
I'm proud of you, man.
Yeah.
That's my teacher. That's my teacher right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and for those that please.
Oh, he even came to my graduation too. My high school graduation.
Dude, I've been with Darryl for some years on top of years. He was a little boy when he joined the group. His grandma used to bring him to practice.
See, he said that too. Like my grandma. Hey, dude, that's that family, but that's that family bond right there, man. That family support, man. That family support stick is just, man, it's consistent. You know, that's what it's about, man.
Yeah, man. I love what he's doing, man. I'm very proud of this dude. I love what he's doing, man. Love it.
Man. And for those that didn't get a chance to see Big Brother Juan, and his interview is definitely going to be dropping on the YouTube. So
ASAP. It's going to be on that ASAP.
Yeah, so please follow the Behind the Name YouTube channel every week. Every Saturday, it's a new episode from the previous. So any episode that you have missed or you didn't get a chance to catch, be on the lookout for which episode drops on the Saturday. So definitely be on the lookout for Big Brother Juan episode. Many diamonds was shared in that as well.
Facts. My apologies for being a little absent. I was back and forth. I had a class. Actually, I was doing a class. So
I get it. Shit, I was running that Bonanza.
No, we was good. We was good.
But shout out to my brother J Ron for holding it down.
Yes, sir.
Indeed. Anybody else got anything else they want to promote too? I already spoke.
Did you promote the oh my God, open up the circle? You are okay, cool. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? Real quick.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but I've been doing TikTok about
yep.
House music and stuff. And so I've been talking about the beginning of house music and ghetto house and juke, and now I'm making my way towards the footwork side of the culture. And I even got a TikTok up of Boo Dilla on there.
Yeah.
Footwork. And so if anybody want to be featured on my TikTok, just hit me up because I need more footworkers, especially from you, J. Ron. I gotta.
You know what? I need to get active on the TikTok.
Yeah,
really. I'm like, what is this? But
yeah,
send me
a video.
Old. I feel old. I'm like, TikTok.
Yeah, man, and it's a big market for it. And so send me a video, and I definitely promote. I don't just talk about myself. I talk about straight up house music, all forms of house music, from ghetto house to juke to classic house, and footwork culture, DJs. And I'm starting to get more into that. And so I want to feature more people. So I don't care who it is, whoever watching this. If you're a DJ, if you're a footworker or whatever, and you want to be featured, and get in contact with me, and let's make it. I got a nice following on there, and I just want to do it out there for the culture. So just get in contact with me, whoever.
Okay, I see you. I am King Wine. I got it.
Yep. And when you get a second, just look at it. You'll see what I'm doing.
Okay, I just got it right there.
Yeah.
Oh snap! See, now you about to get me on the TikTok now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's where it's at. So you got to cover everything.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right there.
Yeah.
So
anybody want to be featured, just get at me, and we'll make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Want to appreciate you again, Daryl. You know what I'm saying, for coming on the show, man, and blessing us with your presence.
I need to promote this open circle battle class series. Can I?
Go ahead, Mickey.
Yeah, most definitely.
So we Creation Japan, we're gonna host the battle class series, and the teacher is Brusan and King Charles. So they're gonna have 4 classes, two class each, and the final day we have the battle. Like this is like special battle for this class series. And registration is open now. Contact Creation Japan Instagram account or myself. And class option is full class and drop in. And the date is June. Start from June 6, and every Sunday goes.
Right. So it's every Sunday in June, and July 4th. So you got 4 classes and then 1 battle event. The full class is $55, and the drop-in is $15 for each class. All right, y'all don't want to miss this. It's gonna be a lot of people from different countries that will be a part of this. So
is it online?
Yeah, it's online. Yep, it's online. So get in tune. Go to Creation Japan page for more information. If y'all got any questions, y'all can hit Mickey sign up, as well as go on Creation Japan Instagram account.
Instagram, okay. And it's just that, it's at Creation Japan.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fire.
I love it.
The Urban Arca sponsors one person, so tell Mickey she got somebody that needs to get sponsored. The Urban Arca sponsor one person.
All right, so y'all heard that Big Bro said he gonna sponsor one person to take the open circle. So
wow.
Reach out to Twan. Reach out to Twan.
Twan.
Exactly.
Thank you so much.
Get on that.
So on another note, I wish y'all well. You know what I mean? Everybody have a blessed night. You know what I'm saying? Be safe out there. And until next time, same day, same time.
Yep.
Hey.
And all flame.
All flame.
Oh,
Peace.
hey.